Hey, what's up, friend? You are you interested in lack of skill? Yeah. Or maybe some suck. I'm just a new guy for the love of game. We gon' go, I know it's bad. Times have changed, but not my mad. Don't you know that games are my thing? Yeah, I know it's getting real late. Come on, look at me. I even do storytelling. Also podcasts on great game subjects. Okay, yeah, I'm not a Markiplier or a PewDiePie. But hey, that's what makes you so unique, right? 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 Hey, welcome everybody to another great episode of the Niko Show. I'm your host, NikoTheLegend, also known as the well-mannered teenager, the snowflake, rambling idiot, and vigil. And today we have another special guest, somebody who's been on here in the past, and it's been a while because we're just so busy on doing whatever we like to do the most, and that guest is Mikel. Welcome back to the show, my friend.
Hello.
Greetings from Thailand this time, huh?
Yeah.
It's amazing. So a little bit about you, Mikel. I made a list this time on like on a Word document on a little stats about your artist credentials. Okay, so your latest album is Zelda and Chill 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, most popular song that Spotify says is Fairy Fountain with over 29 million plays. Did I get that correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Ah, that's crazy, dude. Okay, awesome job, by the way. Now, my
Thanks,
favorite
man.
album from you is Poke and Chill. I still love that album to death. And I have 3 favorite songs from you. All right, this is the best part because you have a lot of music, and this wasn't easy for me to do. Okay, so Sacred Beast, Kakariko Village, and last but not least is Nausicaa Requiem. Those are my
Oh, no. Well,
top favorite 3. So yeah, I don't know. I decided to make it more structured this time around. Usually I just free verse all these interviews or hangouts and stuff. Okay. All right. So, Mikel, a lot has happened since you've last been on the show here. How are you?
yeah, I'm doing good. I've been traveling now for nearly a year, which has been amazing, and also been producing music in the meantime. And yeah, so everything's fine.
I know you've been on this whole musical adventure. Okay, like I'm still blown away that you live in Thailand. Not to be over the top with it, but so how did you get from where you were before to Thailand?
Well, I'm not living here
Okay.
really. Like I'm just staying here, coming every now and then. I've been staying here for a few months, but I think, I mean, I lived in a very small, boring town in Germany, and when I was done with my studies, I was thinking about doing some projects, and then things didn't really like I didn't really feel like it's working out, or like the town just felt too small, and I didn't see like a big future. But I tried then moving to Frankfurt
Oh, okay.
instead, and I stayed there for 2 months. Realized like, yeah, it's a bit better, but still not really what I'm looking for. And then I thought, like, cause my brother Yukabi,
Hmm.
he went traveling in May, and then that kind of inspired me because I was also thinking of moving to Berlin. Then I thought, like, I don't really want to now keep moving to cities to see which one is right. And the idea of traveling was a scary idea
Oh,
because
sure. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, because I left everything behind except for a few things, and it was also like, of course, a big thing to just fly alone into a different part of the world, not knowing how long and where I'm going to do, what I'm going to do. But
Hmm.
yeah, I think I just thought like this will give me more answers than sitting around figuring out like which city or where do I want to go, what do I want to do next. And I also just thought like it's a good age, it's a good time. The job with
Sure.
music allows me to do this also, which is also of course amazing. So yeah,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
yeah, exactly. So in September last year, I left. Yeah.
Oh man, and you're still enjoying where you're at right now for the time being?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's changed definitely the first few months. Like I'd say from September to the end of March,
Hmm.
I constantly was moving. Like checking into new hostels, checking out, meeting new people, and doing a lot of activities. Been to many different countries, and like I started in Thailand and then went through a lot of countries in the area, and then since the end of March, my brother and I we met up here in northern Thailand,
Oh, awesome.
and which was cool after like half a year. And now since then, like that was the time where I decided, okay, I need to uh slow down a bit. Like I don't want to, I can't like after 6 months, I felt like checking in, checking out, moving constantly is a bit much.
Sure, yeah.
And yeah, then I decided I'll stay in Chiang Mai. That's where I'm currently in northern Thailand, and stayed there for I think 2 or 3 weeks. Then flew to Japan because that always was a big dream of mine.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Traveled Japan for 6 weeks around. Then another week in Seoul in South Korea. Then I came back to Chiang Mai, and now in around a month, I'm gonna fly back to Germany just for a visit,
Hmm.
just to see like what is it like again. Because of course, there are
Yeah,
great
yeah.
things. There are great things here, but also certain stuff you miss back home. And I'll just have
Sure,
a
yeah.
look. I'll see like, do I like it? Do I want to stay? If not, then I might come back or go somewhere else. But yeah. It's been definitely been an amazing experience.
Dude, that's crazy. You're pretty much just going wherever you're. How do I say it? It's like you have that gravitational pull towards something, and you just can't, like, you can't fight it, and it just takes you
Yeah,
wherever it
yeah,
wants to, which is always great. That's usually, yeah, what you should do is when you have that constant of a pull, I mean, just let it happen because who knows
yeah,
what you'll find.
yes.
That's definitely like the high risk, high reward situation.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
Before we divulge any further, I forgot to do the plugs and everything. I'm such an amateur, Michael. So, um, where can people reach you for all your links and stuff?
Oof. Oh, well, on Instagram,
Okay.
of course, like Michael.beats,
Mm,
and otherwise, I just say Spotify and YouTube is what I use most.
okay.
Um,
Perfect.
yeah, I'd say those are the most important. Yes.
Yeah, sorry. I totally forgot to do that in the
No, it's
intro.
okay. It's okay.
And then if anybody wants to see anything more of the Nico show, the links will be down below. I'm everywhere as well. So awesome. Okay, back to talking about what we were doing before. Um, so I'd say that traveling to other countries, yeah, is pretty scary and stuff. Like I didn't know you went to Japan. Well, maybe I did know you went to Japan. Did you post anything about it on Twitter or anything? I can't remember.
I can't remember either. Maybe like I did on Instagram, I think, but not too much. Like
Okay.
yeah.
I just think it's cool because I could like while you were saying the whole story about how you're traveling from country to country, I can just picture you while you're doing all that. Like there's gonna be something that like musically being created, and like I could just see that as a really cool album that you would make, where I don't know, it kind of just lets people hear how your journey went and everything. I don't know. It's something like that. It was just picturing in my head. Am
Uh,
I not too far off the mark though?
no, that's exactly right. Like
Yeah, yeah.
that's that I think that was the thing. Like in this town in Germany, at some point the inspiration and motivation was slowly going away. And I mean, I have a laptop with me and a small keyboard and some headphones, and I have much less equipment and instruments and stuff to produce. But that's also what was kind of nice, like to see
Oh
what can I
yeah.
do, or can I like produce the same type of music with not having much.
Hmm.
And I mean, at the beginning it was of course difficult because if I would stay in a dorm, I couldn't sit there and make music.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'd need a private room. And but yeah, during the whole travels, I've worked on a new album which will come this fall, which is
Oh, mic drop. Sorry.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, it's coming this fall. I'm nearly done. Like, there's maybe
Amazing.
one or two tracks that I still want to finish, but yeah, I mean, there are songs that I made, like in Vietnam or in Laos or in
Hmm.
Thailand, everywhere. Of course, also in Japan, and I think this is one of my favorite albums. Like, it's all original melodies this time, and
Oh, stoked, dude. Yeah, yeah.
the nice thing is, of course, when I myself listen to it, I have like a memory to each track, like I did this song in south of Thailand, I did this song in Japan and everything, so it's
Yeah.
gonna definitely like be a really unique release for me.
Yeah, sounds like it. I mean, everything you're doing as ever since you started traveling has been a brand new experience. So you're gonna be able to just yeah, like you said, retain so much and apply it to uh, your creations and stuff like that. Um,
Yeah.
and kind of when you were saying that you have limited tools and everything, it kind of reminds me of how like Nintendo games were made back in the day, like
Mm.
on the Super
Yeah.
Nintendo or the original Nintendo. Just in terms of they had limited capabilities and they had to really be imaginative in what they were making. So
Yeah.
it sounds like an old school way of doing things, and I like that. Maybe the
Mm.
album
Yeah.
sounds a bit more raw. Maybe not so heavily edited. You know what I'm saying? Like it might just
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
be more
Yeah.
grounded, and I think people will respect that a lot.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, straight out of left field from you, which would be super cool to hear. So yeah,
Mm.
that's exciting news, and I think it's impressive to where when you're making something in general, but specifically with you on music, when you say like this is my favorite album so far, I think that's a huge deal, and
Yeah.
usually that can happen when you're just midway making it or just starting, because you found your sounds that you wanted, and that's stuff. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I say that about every album.
Hey,
But
just one
no,
gets better than the other. I like it.
yeah, yeah, sure. No, but this time, like, I think every album has like its aspect that makes it my favorite,
Hmm.
and this time, I definitely think like because the melodies and the instrument selection, everything, it's very heavily inspired by the Zelda and Ghibli soundtracks and movie soundtracks. So some
Yeah.
of my projects were like a bit different from the Zelda ones, and that's why I think, even though this is not based on anything this time, I think the people who liked my Zelda albums will also like this one. And so yeah, I think that's why, in a different kind of way, it's my favorite because it's like I think these are my favorite melodies I've ever written so far.
Yeah, I mean, and also all the experience from previous music creating is,
Yeah,
also coming into this, plus all the new sounds and experiences that you've come across. I mean, this might be
yeah,
the most original album you've ever done, too, just because of what you're going through right now in life.
yeah, sure. Yeah, that's true.
So that's yeah, that's awesome. I can't get enough. I'm still your biggest fangirl, Michael. Still the biggest
Thanks a
fangirl. I
lot.
listen to your stuff still every day.
Uh, that's so cool. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime. I mean, uh, you're always coming out with cool stuff, man. You're working and working on this stuff that you love to do so much. Um, and I just had an interview with Bean app. I don't know if you've listened to any of his stuff, but I got to get the lowdown of everything that his inspirations come from and stuff. And yeah, it's just cool to get you guys on the channel and just
No, definitely. Yeah.
hear all the stuff that's going on. Um,
Yeah.
so Japan, you went to Japan. I like, okay, you said Japan was a dream of yours too to go to, and I think everybody does have that inclination to go there at least once. I still haven't gone, but I will. Um, so let's dive into Japan a little bit if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. Of course.
Um, okay, okay, I'll try to ask you a kind of an interesting question here. Um, oh God, how do I even word this? Okay, when you went to Japan, what was the one thing that was completely new to you, besides like the language and everything, but like one new experience that you haven't experienced in like Thailand or Germany?
I'd say the onsen, the hot tubs, um, or hot baths, hot springs. Springs,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that we cause yeah, my brother joined me and two people we met here in Chiang Mai, and one of them she is from Yokohama, Japan, so she could show
Oh,
us a
awesome.
lot. And first thing we did was arrive at the airport, and we had to wait because she took a different flight. We had to wait a bit,
Yeah,
and then there was this hot spring place close to Japan to Japan to the airport,
that's okay.
and yeah, so that was interesting. Like it's it was strange because
Sure, yeah, yeah.
I have a few tattoos, and tattoos are not like very common for Japanese people,
No, no,
and
definitely not.
they had to get like yeah, they had to get like a magnifying glass and check if they were too big, because if they're too big, then like it's associated with Yakuza and stuff,
Yeah, I
and
was about to
so
say that.
that
Yeah.
was yeah. So that was a interesting experience, but they let me in, and it was nice, and you could just, I mean, you could just go into hot water, cold water, and then afterwards just sleep and get amazing food and everything. So that was just next to the airport, So that was
Yeah,
a
crazy.
great start. Like normally, if you go to Germany into an airport, I don't think you get anything similar.
Yeah, hey everybody, who's ready to go to a hot tub or a hot
Yeah,
bath? What? Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, well, that's the thing in Japan. They're all very comfortable with their bodies and stuff when it comes to
yeah,
doing hot baths like that. Did you have to
yeah,
scrub anybody's back?
yeah. Yeah, but yeah, of course. I mean, I've never done it before, so took me a while to get used to. But I mean, nearly every town I went to, there was one, and then it was like just second nature. It's like yeah, okay, let's do
I
it
know
again.
it's really bizarre, and not just physically stripping everything away, or if you had a towel on or whatever, but just the fact that you're able to just Japan is, I guess when it comes to that, they're able to let go of all those worries and stuff and just take a
Yeah,
hot
yeah, of
bath and
course.
stuff.
Yeah, no, no,
It's
definitely.
yeah.
It's like I said, it really at some point just felt normal. The
Mm.
only weird thing in the beginning was that it was with my brother. So,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
we all we got used to that. It's like yeah, okay,
Yeah.
here we go,
Did you
and
guys have yeah? Did you guys have similar reactions to the whole experience?
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Like all of us. Like for our Japanese friend, she went, of course, into a different
Yeah,
area.
yeah.
But all of us, like this other friend of ours, we all were like, okay, but and then we just said, okay, let's just go ahead, and then it was normal just for everyone.
Yeah.
It's just instantly like, yeah, okay, and
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, and in America, the only time that really happens is maybe on like professional sport or just sports teams and stuff. After
yeah,
practice or something, everybody will take showers and all that, and just like, yeah, whatever, who cares?
yeah,
And you kind of just build that dynamic as you're a team, but and you just get used to it. But in
yeah,
Japan, it's like
definitely,
a everyday occurrence, which
yeah,
it's as
of course,
common
yeah.
as doing because it's right next to an airport. Was it
Mm.
very is it like a tourist hot bath place?
No, there were. I think nearly only Japanese people, like in most of the hot springs we went to. Actually, that was the good thing with our friend because she could find like non-touristy places.
Oh, that's the best. All right, cool.
Yeah,
You had the most authentic experience thanks to a nice tour guide, which is the best.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
How long did you guys stay in Japan for?
So my brother and I, we stayed for 6 weeks, and our friends stayed, I think, for 2 months or maybe 2 months, 1 week, and
Wow, that's a good time.
yeah, definitely. And we all met up again here, so we're all back in Chiang Mai, which is cool. And yeah,
Man, amazing. So, every country you went to were the people pretty polite to you and stuff to a newcomer straight out of Germany?
it's definitely like that's it's actually one thing I'm not really looking forward to when I go back because the friendliness is unbelievable here because it's not, it's not fake. Of
Hmm.
course, there are some that are fake, but it's just normal to smile the whole time. You don't hear any beeping on the street or anything. We had this huge festival, this Thai New Year
Oh,
festival,
sick. Yeah,
and
yeah.
I just noticed like everyone was shooting with water guns, having a good time, and I just noticed like things like this in if it would be in the US or Germany or England or wherever, um, I don't think it would be possible because so many people would start fights or whatever, and
Hmm.
that's just and it's crazy because these countries like a lot of them are definitely poorer, they
Yeah,
have
yeah.
less, but somehow they seem to be friendlier and happier in general, like most of them, and I can say the same about most countries in Southeast Asia. I'd say Singapore was a bit more like a bit less friendly, but
Hmm.
like not unfriendly or anything.
Sure,
And
sure. Yeah.
with with Japan, like it's a different kind of friendliness.
Hmm.
It's like it's more of a very shy friendliness. Like they're not as open as like Thai or Vietnamese people. They're just because they don't speak as much English,
Hmm.
and I think they're very shy about it. So there's not too many interactions with
Yeah.
Japanese people when you're there, but still, also extremely friendly country.
Yeah, that festival sounds really cool. I think people are just appreciating, what they do have, and
Yeah.
I think the less you have, the more you have. I would say the more opportunities you have to focus on each other. I mean,
Mm.
you're not holding a cell
Definitely,
phone.
yeah.
There's just more social interaction instead of just looking at a TV screen or something.
Definitely, it's more much more like a family thing, like
Yeah,
that's
and like you said, it's real.
yeah,
Everybody's
yeah,
just wanting to have fun, and that's all that matters to me. And these
yeah, yeah,
these countries that have, we'll just say, less than America or Germany or something when it comes to technology,
yeah,
well, I mean, what do they have left? Each other, and
yeah,
that's
definitely.
that's that's like the most important thing that has not to dive so deep into this, but that's gone to the wayside. It is social interaction. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
And you know what? That interaction that you're getting, as I mentioned before, that's also going to go into your new album. That type of,
yeah,
the love and
definitely, yeah.
affection, which it's
Yeah, of
cozy.
course, definitely. Like, yeah, I mean, the how do you say, the vibe of all of these countries, and so it's relaxing, it's fun, and you definitely hear that in most songs. Like, yeah,
Yeah, and first impressions are a big deal when you're going to a brand new place on the other side of the planet or something like that. Um,
yeah,
so when people are welcoming you into their homes or land or country, yeah, it goes a long way. Sometimes it requires a festival. Sometimes it takes a hot bath. I mean, that's just every country's
yeah,
different.
yeah, definitely, yeah,
Um, yeah, I still think it's as you mentioned in the beginning, this traveling, obviously it can be strenuous just traveling
Mm.
itself, but knowing that you're going into a brand new country and you have to maybe learn the new laws, the way the way of thinking goes there, because it's all different. But so far, you're doing good.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. Yeah, I've like I said, I've been wanting to go to Japan myself. So,
Mm.
you know, I've heard nothing but good things. I know when you're living there, it's a little different because yeah, you
Yeah,
have to be a
definitely.
member of society by
Yeah,
the work ethics and all that. But I'm not going there to live. Maybe not yet,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
visiting itself, I'm totally down. I've been
yeah,
wanting to go to
definitely.
Thailand too. Um,
Well, if you go to Japan, Thailand's not that far anymore.
just a swim
So you
away,
could
right?
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I had a real quick. I had a friend. He went to Japan to play some shows in because he's in a band for music, whatever, and I think he wasn't like actually playing any instruments. I think he was like maybe like a sound guy or a producer guy, like
Mhm.
what, like a tech guy. And he's good friends with the band, and they invite him to go with them. And he's like, I don't know, it's a lot of money for the plane ticket, but
Yeah,
at the same time, you're like, this is an opportunity of a lifetime to go to Japan and play music. That's amazing.
yeah,
All the
definitely.
way in
Yeah.
Japan from Florida. I mean, come on. So
Yeah.
that's that inclination, that gravitational pull I was talking about before. So he went, and the shows that they played, they were all sold out, Michael. They were sold out
Oh wow.
venues and everything.
Huh.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
my friend just couldn't shut up about how much fun he had there. Like everybody was
Mm.
awesome, polite. The food was amazing. It just like the whole nine yards. Because they were in Tokyo.
Yeah.
In the beginning, he said that was really nice. He talked about how clean the subway system is,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
and
everything, the whole country is so clean.
yeah, they don't mess around with that. Like seriously, you would feel safer in a subway system in Japan than like on the streets of L.A. or something like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah, definitely.
in America, the subway systems like in L.A. or New York, they're not very safe or clean. They're pretty dirty.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
but then he was able to go to the countryside and play in like small villages and stuff, and those were sold out venues too. It was anyway.
Mm.
That's kind of just reminding me of how you were, going to Japan and exploring and all that. It's awesome experience
Yeah.
all around.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
All right, this is a fun question. You ready? Your favorite new food that you've had in Thailand?
In Thailand,
Yeah.
stir-fried basil. It's I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's really simple.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just so there's this Thai basil. It tastes very different to normal basil,
Mm-hmm.
and they fry it with some either chicken or beef or pork, and just with like oyster sauce, soy sauce, and spices, and serve it with rice and egg. And so for Thai dishes, it's super tasty, super simple, super fast, and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's really good.
Sounds good. Anything stir fry, it's always good to
Yeah,
me.
definitely. Yeah, the food in Thailand in general is so amazing. Also, like Thai iced tea. That's this
That's a thing.
special. Yeah, yeah. It's like this kind of black tea
Mm-hmm.
but it has some orange food coloring inside, and then they pour it over ice cubes with
Mm-hmm.
condensed milk and everything, and it's pretty sweet, but it's amazing. It's so
Oh
good.
man, Black Tea sounds like it'd be a really cool song on one of your albums or something.
Black tea.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's good because I still don't have any names for my songs, so I'll,
Hey, there you
I'll
go.
consider it. Yeah,
Yeah, if there's something that has to do with the food, you just call it black tea or drinks or
yeah, that's
something.
true. That's
Uh,
true. Yeah.
yeah, that's always a thing with me. Um, Going to different countries is to try out the food and stuff because
That's
That's
one of the most important things.
yeah. I mean, that is what brings people together besides festivals is the food.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
always a universal rule when it comes to different cultures. So
yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. I gotta have it. What is it called? Stir fry basil.
Basil, like
Basil.
like
Yeah.
the yeah,
All right. If I go to any Thai restaurants in America, I'm gonna see if they have that, or I'll ask them.
yeah, yeah. They should. It's really like can recommend it. Like you have to see about the spice level, of course. I mean, food is very spicy here,
Ah, the best.
but yeah, that's good. That's good. I had to get used to it, but slowly I'm able to eat it.
And you're like, yeah, I haven't been sick since.
Yeah,
Clean out the sinuses and everything. How was
yeah.
acclimating to the different weather in the countries? How was it getting used to Thailand's weather?
Um, well, the good thing is I've been to Thailand 4 years before,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
uh, and so I knew what to expect. And I don't know, like because I've been there, it
Sure.
immediately felt okay and nice because it reminded me, like I've always liked Thailand, and of course, some days it still sometimes is way too hot, but
Mm-hmm.
um, therefore you have beaches or lakes and everything, rivers to cool off, and then when it was October. It started like I arrived at the rainy season, so it was very humid.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of October, it started to be dry season, so it was just very hot. But we've been driving a lot on like motorbikes and stuff, so it's nice and cool in the wind.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah, exactly. And but that's why I was looking forward to Japan also because I knew when I go over there, it's gonna be like spring weather, like similar in Germany,
Mm-hmm.
and that was because of course sometimes I started missing that,
Yeah, yeah.
um, and so it was nice to wear a jumper again and everything. But one day in the north of Japan, it was suddenly 7 degrees Celsius. Going from 40 degrees down to 7
Oh my God,
was
yeah.
like I didn't know this feeling anymore, and
Yeah.
that was a bit too much. But otherwise, it's really fine. I've even got used to wearing long pants here because I don't know, even that feels okay now because at the beginning I only wore shorts and flip-flops and stuff, and now it's just long pants and shoes because you got used to it.
Yeah, yeah, you passed the trials, Michael.
Yeah,
You are one with the weather there, which is awesome.
yeah,
Oh man. So, hearing stuff when it comes to going on these adventures to different places across the globe, it's pretty inspirational too. That definitely, if anybody is listening in on this, you agree with me. It's very motivational. And sometimes you just gotta just go. I mean, they all usually the biggest thing for me is always the finances, but
yeah, of course, yeah,
I mean, sometimes it's you you got to pick your battles, and you go to one country, you stay there for a while, maybe work your finances back up somehow, and then you go to the next place, or who knows, maybe you'll
yeah,
just stay there for long periods of time. It's kind of interesting because people do it all the time, where they'll just go to a different country and work there for a few months, and who knows, maybe go to a different place,
yeah,
uh,
definitely. I mean, I've
especially
met
when you
so
have the
many
right job.
people.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. The
definitely.
people. Yeah, meeting so many.
Yeah, I've met so many who done exactly that, who started working in hostels or other people also just worked for a time, had a
Hmm.
bit of savings. And the thing is, like, you don't have to do it like I'm doing it for like a very long time, like
Hmm.
1 month, 2 months is also enough, and I can just say it's worth it. Like I really I for me, it's if I go back to Germany and if I decide to stay, I know I'm going to leave again because most of my friends that I met are doing the same. Like they now we all have like this thing we're looking forward to. Like this is what most of them are starting to earn money for, just to
Yeah.
go traveling again because it sounds so cliche, but you know you see so much, you experience so much, and I just can't for myself can't imagine not doing it anymore, you know. And
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
everyone has to do it, but if like anyone has like interests or something, I can really just recommend doing it because it's so much like nothing else can really compare to it. Like if you really just have the slightest interest, I'd really recommend just thinking about it, maybe saving up a bit, going for 1 or 2 months or even longer. And especially Southeast Asia is such an easy place to start and super safe and it's affordable and everything. And um, yeah, so I think if anyone has the chance, I'd say do it. And definitely also alone. That's what makes it so amazing because like that you come out of your comfort zone and that's how you meet people and everything.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, going. That's the thing. I've always wanted to do it by myself, or you know, with at least one person. But
Yeah.
alone, yeah, it's always bizarre when you're doing something alone compared to when you're with somebody else because it's really
Yeah.
just up to you and everything, and you can go at your own pace too.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
you don't have to worry about, well, I got to hurry. I don't want to keep this person waiting. Oh, can't stay here for very long because this person has these needs and stuff. And, it
Yeah.
goes both ways. So, yeah, you're you have to. You're kind of obligated or forced to, uh, you know,
Yeah.
get used to it.
Yeah, definitely.
especially if you're in a country or in a country that doesn't use as much technology where you don't have an excuse to not interact with people. I mean, good luck.
Mm.
I mean, because you might just have to just say hello and how's it going, just to get what you need.
Yeah, definitely. Like that's how I had to start. Like when I arrived, I was so tired, I didn't want to talk, but I knew like otherwise I won't meet anyone, it's not gonna work. So
Yeah,
yeah, I just uh,
yeah, awesome. Well, Michael, I wish you the best, my friend, because you are the little traveler of this planet, and you're doing the high risk, high reward, going on the probably the greatest adventure of your entire life that you'll have for who
yeah.
knows how long. And I hope it keeps going for you. I hope you just keep getting new experiences left and right. Um, and best of luck with the new album coming out this fall. So that was a huge mic drop for me. So I
Yeah, thank
appreciate the
you.
the info. Um, yeah, and just if this is in the end, if this is what you want to do, then by all means, you can't argue with it. It's that, like I said, that pull. It's always about the pull, and if you
Yeah,
resist it, then it just, I don't know, chaos ensues.
yeah. That's
Gets
true. That's
Yeah,
true.
you get stressed out too much. Okay,
Yeah.
so everybody, this has been the Nico Show with Michael. Always a pleasure. All the links will be down below if you want to check out his music. I recommend it. Recommendations for listening to Michael's music. How about all the music? Because they're all awesome. It's great. But if you want to get really down to the nitty gritty, well, like I said in the beginning of the episode, is I love Pokey and Chill. Uh, Pokemon will always be with me. So that's a great album to start with. And yeah, congrats, Michael, on just keep busting out the sweet licks and lyrics, man.
Yes, thank you so much.
And now, I mean, you're doing like, just real quick, you even did a music video like 10 months ago, or
Yeah, that's
Legend
true.
of
That's
Low
true.
World.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
cool creative stuff you're doing. Um, okay, awesome. Anyway, folks, take care. Appreciate it. This has been the Nico Show.